So I was 26 years old, and DC Comics offered me the chance to write a monthly comic. I was inspired by writers that I loved, people like Roger Zelazny, Ramsey Campbell, Robert Aikman, to write a mythic comic that would sometimes be horror, sometimes be fantasy, sometimes be its own peculiar thing. Trying to write comics, I kept turning to poetry. They both have an economy of words to produce specific effects. You don't have many words in comics. You need to deploy them as wisely as you can. And I kept finding myself reading stuff by a very short-lived poetic movement from the 1940s called the New Apocalyptics, of whom these days the one who is best remembered is Dylan Thomas, who isn't even remembered as a member of the New Apocalyptics because they died out and he carried on. Probably my favorite of the New Apocalyptics was Henry Treece, who later gained fame as a children's author, children's historical and Viking stories. And the place that I knew that I'd found the kind of voice that I wanted in Sandman was in a poem of Henry Treece's. It's called The Magic Wood, and it's read for us by Peter Capaldi.
The wood is full of shining eyes. The wood is full of creeping feet. The wood is full of tiny cries. You must not go to the wood at night. I met a man with eyes of glass, and a finger as curled as the wriggling worm, and hair as red as rotting leaves, and a stick that hissed like a summer snake. The wood is full of shining eyes. The wood is full of creeping feet. The wood is full of tiny cries. You must not go to the wood at night. He sang me a song in a backwards words. And he drew me a dragon in the air. I saw his teeth through the back of his head and a rat's eye winking from his hair. The wood is full of shining eyes. The wood is full of creeping feet. The wood is full of tiny cries. You must not go to the wood at night. He made me a penny out of a stone, and he showed me the way to catch a lark with a straw and a nut and a whispered word and a penn'orth of ginger wrapped up in a leaf. The wood is full of shining eyes. The wood is full of creeping feet. The wood is full of tiny cries. You must not go to the wood at night. He asked me my name and where I lived. I told him a name from my book of tales. He asked me to come with him into the woods and dance with the kings from under the hills. The wood is full of shining eyes. The wood is full of creeping feet. The wood is full of tiny cries. You must not go to the wood at night. But I saw that his eyes were turning to fire. I watched the nails grow on his wriggling hand, and I said my prayers all in a rush, and I found myself safe in my father's land. The wood is full of shining eyes. The wood is full of creeping feet. The wood is full of tiny cries. You must not go to the wood at night.